Before my family took over, which is now Goska's Liquors, it was known as Clace General Store. In the 1920s, the population was a lot smaller, not as dense as what it is today, and the general stores were a very important part of everyone's lives. It wasn't only a place where you could get your supplies for your house, but it was also, where you got the news. I had a funny story. Actually, a resident of now what's called Whitehurst, which is the Whitehurst farm years ago, he remembers actually coming up here. He said it was a challenge because they would get the blocks of ice and sit on the sideboard of the car and kind of basically race home before the block would melt. Oh, geez. I mean, I just remember as growing up as a family, we would have Thanksgiving here. So in the store, yeah. So we would be open till Thanksgiving Day till about 3 p.m. or so. Shut down, and I just remember all the smells and just knowing that we're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner here in the store, because this is where my aunts lived. My dad was often considered the Prince of Serena Park because he was just so gracious. But he was genuine, 100% genuine, and we learned from him. Your first contact with your customer, you want it to be memorable, to let them know that you appreciate them being here. I know that Walter Goska and his brother Alec, it was Goska's Liquors, or Goska's Brothers Grocery. At the time. At the time, he had the railroad, so there was a lot of benefits, I think, here, for his location. You had the river behind us, which, as you know, had a lot of cottages, and not only had a smaller core population, but that population also grew during the summertime months. From people coming either from D.C. or Baltimore. And I think that was probably, their motivation was knowing that this was an up-and-coming area. Yeah, I mean, I remember Charlie Zorbach. They actually had he grew up in the Towson area, and his family actually had a cottage right off of Cattail Creek. And he would tell me, as a child, which, at the time he spoke to me of it, he was definitely in his close to 70. So this is going way, but he would actually take his small boat and I guess cross the creek or the river area right down to Robinson Landing Road, where there was a little beach area, and he would just pull his boat up and then walk up the road up to the store here. I mean, it was a full-time butcher. They had the meat counter. All the sundries and goods you could possibly want, kerosene, gas pumps. So they were here also, obviously, before Ritchie Highway. So you had 648 Baltimore-Annapolis Blvd being the main thoroughfare that connected the area. And I believe the train was still running, during that time, as a passenger train. So we had one of the stations, Robinson Station, which is up on Robinson Road, directly on the other side of us, that a lot of people would either get off the train and then just walk up the trails, and for the many cottages that were here lining the river and the Cattail Creek and the area behind us, that they would actually stop by here and get a lot of their supplies. Well, I mean, we all worked here at one time. I've got an older brother, Michael, and he was actually my business partner from, I guess, officially from '95 up until about 4 years ago. He was a full-time firefighter for Anne Arundel County. Did a tremendous job for them, and he also worked here. So it's kind of like my dad and his work ethics. And my sister, she worked here for a little while, and since it's been a real family store, since third generation's going on 94 years as a business. So it's pretty important. I went to University of Delaware, got a degree, but I always knew that I would be here just because I just I just had a sense of history and wanted to preserve it. And it's a very good business. So, I didn't want to lose it.